Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Life Bloom. And this episode is actually a very special one. Special in the sense that we're starting a series. And the series we're going to be discussing about friendship. Because we believe that it's the friendship that evolves over time and develop into a support system and even a community. So this is going to be a series of about 4 to 5 weeks, and our guest today will be our first guest on this series. So I'm glad to have her here. Now she's no longer a friend, she's a sister to me. I've adopted her. She's my adopted sister. That's what I say. Okay. And so
my name is Abigail Ibitoye. I'm a child of God.
Oh wow, thank you.
I'm her adopted sister.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a choice, I guess. So.
Yeah, at this point I don't have. So like she said, her name is Abigail Ibitoye. She's a mother of 3 lovely kids. What else do you want us to know?
I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a therapist.
Oh yeah. Well,
summary.
As time goes on, you get to know more and more about her. So let's dive right into it. Do you remember when we met? How did this whole relationship start?
Word of life, but not necessarily like at church itself. Mm-hmm. I think it was after my husband, who was my fiance then, came around, and he was at your house fellowship center. Mm-hmm. So one of the days that I followed him to the house fellowship center of your center, basically, you were the coordinator, or you hosted them basically then. Mm-hmm. So we got talking. You realized we were about to get married. You kind of took interest in me, so we kind of got talking, and I kind of saw you like, okay, big sister that I have here, or I can talk to as a big sister, even though all my sisters are back in Nigeria. So we got close from there. It was a gradual one, but we got close from there.
Yeah, because I've been thinking, I'm like, how did we get into each other's life? But I really can't. I obviously know that, we met in church, we go to the same church, but how we really got close and closer, and then it evolved into, what we have today, which we really, really admire and cherish. So how has it been? And that has been like how many years now?
That should be like 2014-ish.
2014-ish. So it's about 11 years.
Yeah.
So how has the relationship been? Of course, we started as, just this big sister in church. And then we got closer, and then we developed some level of friendship, and then from there, eventually, it evolved into different things. Yeah. Yes, obviously, different things, different level, and into what it is. So how has the relationship and the evolving part of it been for you?
I think it's been great, because I think maybe you were the first person I would have outside of my family members that I kind of got close to at that level. And I think the very first thing that touched me then was because we're preparing for our wedding, you kind of took interest like it was your direct sister's wedding we were planning for. Like, I remember the times we would go to Langley Park or whatnot to go get material, because I was trying to make my wedding dress myself, and we went together. And then at one point you were like, okay, you'll be checking in with me every week, and we'll be having prayer, and then you will check in with me, what have we been planning. So basically just kind of, I guess, that intentionality from you to just kind of hold my hands at a point that I wasn't even sure what I was trying to do at that point in time, but at least the fact that I had you then as a support, it meant a lot to me. So from there, after the wedding and all that, even at the wedding, the fact that you couldn't make it, you were so kind of like still like, okay, what's going on and stuff like that. When we came back, I remember you were still like, so where are the videos? I'm like, they haven't sent it yet. Say, as soon as they sent it, you better send it to me. So you were just kind of invested and interested. So that kind of touched me, like, okay, somebody is investing in this relationship, and I have to reciprocate back and be there for whatever it is, whether I know what your needs are or not. At least I know if I'm there, I'll figure out whatever I need to do at that point in time. So I guess the relationship evolved from that young girl who just came to US trying to figure out her life, and you held my hand through the journey. I got married, you were still there through all of the issues, through childbirth and all of that. So it's been an interesting one up till now. And even despite the fact that we've relocated from Maryland, we still keep in touch. And it's still like we never left, basically.
I know, right?
So like, we never
I know.
left.
It was heartbreaking when you guys made up your mind that you were going to relocate, but then I was just like, you know what? Whatever will be, guys. Yeah, I eventually, initially I didn't, but eventually I was just like,
whatever.
You know, let me just let them be their own family. So we thank God. For me, I think for me it was very important because growing up I didn't have a younger sister. I'm the last born of my family, and so I've always looked forward to. Of course, I have cousins younger than me. Mm-hmm. I have cousins older than me, but you know, someone that was very close to me, like a younger sister, I never had. And you know, I usually admire people that have, like you have like 4 other bigger sisters.
I have 3 sisters.
Three older sisters. You know, so you already have that sisterhood kind of thing going on. For me, it was kind of different. So when I see people, whether old or younger, mm-hmm. you know, and that I feel that our spirit aligns together, I kind of take interest in it, and I think that was what happened to you. So over the years, the friendship has evolved. You know, we've been building over it. Yeah. But would you say that it's been smooth all through?
No, not really. But I think it's one God holding us together, basically. Mm-hmm. And I think because we align in values in terms of spirituality, basically, it helped. Mm-hmm. And then I think another thing I would say is that your intentionality, and I think our intentionality as well, to make sure we invest in this relationship, because hey, every relationship will go through their own time sometimes, mm-hmm. and all of that, but it's just that intentionality to say you value this person and you want to keep investing in that relationship, basically, and mutual respect from both ends as well. Mutual respect.
Yeah, and I think, you know, because we were close, because we had our own relationship going on, mm-hmm. it brought our husbands together.
Yeah.
So, you know, I
guess they didn't have a choice.
Buy one, get one.
Exactly.
On both sides.
Exactly.
You know, so they didn't have choice, and now it has evolved into like we're family.
Yeah. Even my kids.
Yeah, even the kids, mm-hmm. you know, they come here, we go there freely, and mm-hmm. you know, it's just been a great relationship. And one of the things that, like you said, that I cherish more in our relationship is the God factor.
Yeah.
The God factor. Even the fact that before you guys left, we used to have once a month prayer.
Yes.
And you guys have been gone to wherever you are now.
Wherever we are.
Yeah. Okay. So that we don't disclose your locations.
Okay. That's fine.
You've been gone now for like 5 years.
5? It will be 6 years now.
Oh, yeah.
In July.
It's 6 years. But we still maintain that prayer, you know, calling in and praying together, rubbing minds, sharing stuff together, and our testimonies, our wins, our struggles. You know, we hold hands together and pray together, and God has really, really been good to us. So one of the goals of this series that we're doing is because we're talking about endometriosis and some of these women-related conditions.
Okay.
And part of healing is having a good support system.
Definitely, it's important.
And the honest truth is, support system doesn't just come out of the blues or that's the honest truth. It gets, you know, you have to build it, you have to develop, evolve, make it evolve over time, and it starts from friendship. Apart from your family members, you know, somebody that you have good rapport with, and you have built that friendship over time, and now it has evolved to, you know, that person being in your life as a support system and even as a community. So I think one of the things that I want to ask is, I'm not sure you knew, even though we were very close and we used to be, I'm not sure you guys knew the struggle, what I was dealing with, or well, maybe you guys knew what I was dealing with, but you didn't know the depth of it.
Yeah. Yeah, we had an idea, and I think a couple of times, maybe when we prayed together, even when I was back in Maryland, because I knew when I got married at first, so I didn't have my baby immediately. So I knew there was a time me and you were praying together and stuff like that. So I knew a little bit of the struggle, but not too intense. And I think to some extent, usually I try to respect people's privacy, even though I try to also be there, like, okay, if you need me, sure, I'm here. But at the same time, I don't want to impose too much or be too pushy, but I try to still be like, hey, what's going on? What can I pray for you with, and what stuff like that. So we knew that things were going on, and I think a couple of maybe ideas that you did, we had an idea because you told us maybe in prayer, like, okay, we should pray for you guys while you're going for it and all stuff like that. So we kind of have an inclination, not just the whole 360 degrees, basically.
Because this discussion, I want to make it a mutual discussion.
Okay.
So we're going to bounce it back and forth. So our relationship then evolved to, you guys becoming our support system, we becoming your support system, and even family, being a community and everything. But how has that helped you? In what way did that help you, if there was any? How did we help you, as in being a support system to you, the friendship growing and the benefit of, being that support system?
Yeah, so I think my understanding of support system is the fact that there are different levels of support system. We can have the emotional support, which is somebody that you can bear all with in terms of, and they're not going to judge you. They're just going to listen to you, empathize with you, just be there for you. You know that I can trust this person, basically. You also have like the informational support system in terms of like people who give you information. If you need certain information, maybe to develop your career, to get certain things in life, or maybe as you're raising your kids, people that you can ask questions about, who I'm struggling with this and stuff like that. So, and there are social need support in terms of people you can just hang out with once in a while. And the truth is, sometimes you can find that in one person if you're lucky enough. And sometimes you have to look for it in diverse people. So being able to categorize how your relationships are, and it doesn't mean one of them is less important than the other one. It just means you have to figure out what are my needs and figure out, okay, who among these people in my life that I'm investing in, they're investing in me, like we're reciprocal in our relationship, can feel that. And I think for me, I think you kind of feel all of it basically, because if I need emotional support sometimes, if I'm going through things, I can easily call you and be like, hey sis, this is going on and all that. Even though sometimes you're firm, but you still give me the listening ears and you encourage me through things. And if you think, oh, you have a solution for me, you might be like, okay, why don't you do this? Or stuff like that. And sometimes I might also need tangible support. I forgot to mention that in terms of, let's say, oh, I need somewhere to put my kids. I remember, I think, was it our 3rd or 4th anniversary, then we were traveling and we had to put Ayo with you. She was how many months then? Maybe 8, 9 months or 10 months, and we put her with you. So sometimes you're there to just be like, okay, I need his help at this point. And you're there to have that. And sometimes I need information, or you're like, oh, why don't you do this for the kids instead of this and whatnot? Like, oh, I think that sounds good. We talk and you're there, and sometimes we hang out together. We've been on vacations together and stuff like that. So it's basically being able to figure out what are my needs as well, and you being there. And over time, we built a relationship for me to know that I can trust you and you're reliable and you can be there for me. And I try to be there for you as well, as much as I can, even though sometimes distance could be a barrier right now, but we still try to be like, okay, what's going on and stuff like that. We're praying along, or whatever we can do from our end and stuff like that. So
that's very important. And one of the things that I want to draw out from this series and this conversation is some of the people that I'm going to be bringing. I think it's just one person that is really in my age bracket. It's either they're older or they're younger. In our own case, she's younger than I do, but the age wasn't a barrier. The age for us wasn't a barrier, and it wasn't as if we sat down to define what the relationship was. But I think God just has a way of bringing people into your life, especially people that He knows that you can benefit from, or you can impact their life, and they can as well be a blessing to your life. And in so many ways, even though Abigail kept saying that I'm this to her, I'm that to her. In so many ways, she has also been a blessing to me. To be honest, she has been a blessing multiple times. And her husband, in fact, right now, I think I talk to her husband more than I talk to her, actually.
You're cheating on our relationship.
Yeah. But, you know, so they've been a blessing to us and our family when they were here. You know, sometimes when we two were going out or we're traveling, you know, Bukomi will stay with them. And Bukomi really loves them. She sees them as a aunt and uncle, you know, and that's the way she sees them. And that's the way it is. So, you know, they have also been a blessing. I remember when I had my second daughter, Fikayo, you know, she flew in when I got discharged from the hospital. She flew in to come and be with me for a whole week. She left her kids and her husband for a whole week to stay with me, take care of me, and, you know, just help support. It speaks volume and it speaks a lot, because I had people in the same state and city that I would have called friends that didn't leave their house to come and spend 8 hours. Do you get what I'm saying? So it speaks volume and this is what we're trying to drive out. And this doesn't just happen out of the blues. It's something that you have to be intentional about. It's something that you have to have invest in, because I don't know if it's a cultural thing. Do you think it's a cultural thing that we don't tend to invest much in relationship, or do you think it's a generational thing?
I can't speak to either one of them, but I think sometimes it's most likely the way we trust people. And I guess my therapist might would tell me is kind of like from a trauma perspective, in terms of, okay, maybe you've dealt with people in the past and you feel like, I can't trust these people, I can't trust anybody. So you kind of like are skeptical about every relationship that comes along your way, and you just kind of like, I can only invest this, because if I invest too much and you break my heart, I don't want to deal with that. So I don't know if it's kind of cultural. I think it's, from my perspective, I think it's basically more of experience. Maybe people's experiences, or they see people around them, how things happen, and they're like, I don't want this to happen. So kind of like a defense mechanism, like, I don't want this to happen to me.
Wow.
And most likely they just tend not to do that.
That's interesting, because the reason why I asked that question is because personally for me, when I call someone my friend, I tend to go all out for that person. It doesn't matter if you're younger or older or whatever, whoever you are. I just tend to, if I say this person is my friend, then I will go all out for them. But I don't know, maybe it's also the society where we live in, where, you know, we're so busy, you know.
That could be part of it.
I think that could be part of it. I'm not making excuses, but I'm just saying that it just bothers me when I don't see people. Because there's somewhere in I think in Proverb 18:4 or something, that says something about if a friend that sticks closer than a brother. You understand? Sometimes you don't have your family members around. All you have are people that God has surrounded you with. And the way and manner in which you treat those people really matters. It speaks volume. It goes a long way. And a lot of us, we don't pay attention to that. A lot of us, we just believe that, I have, like she had the liberty to say, you know what, I have three other older sisters. You know, I can easily call them. Why not? You know, and all that. But guess what? Your sisters are not here.
Yeah, nah.
And God has blessed you with another sister that is here. So why don't you just make use of that instead of disturbing the people that are not here? I pray that God will give us wisdom, and you know, because sometimes I just feel that there's some things that we look for that we really don't need to, or there are some prayers that we even pray sometimes that, you know, God has already put the solution right beside you. It's just, and I get what you're saying, that sometimes it could come from a place of trauma, a place of, okay, I've done it before and it didn't go well. You know, And so I don't want to put myself in that situation anymore. But I want us to also go back to focus on how our own relationship has evolved. What have we done to, maintain the relationship one, and also to continue to evolve? I know we've spoken about prayer, that we pray together, and all that, but what are the other things that we have done?
I think I'll still go back to the prayer, because I've evaluated it as well with my husband, and I felt like the fact that we pray together, I think every month, helps us to kind of connect and be able to share with each other the good and the bad. And usually in any form of relationship, what connects you to people is being able to share life with them. And you're not like, I don't want to show this part to them. I only want to show the good part so that they can always see my good part. No, like, hey, be vulnerable enough to say, this is my lows, these are my lows, these are my weaknesses, or this is what I'm struggling with, or I just had a win recently, something happened at my job or with my kids, just being able to share life together is what makes us bond together and makes us know that we can trust this. And it's not, for example, sometimes the fact that we relocated, we could have been like, oh, they have so many people around there, they don't like us again, or we can just check in once a year, they'll be fine, But I think that intentionality, we always try to be like, it's been a while, I've heard from these people, what's going on? And you guys, so sometimes be like, why didn't you call me? It's been a while. I'm like, okay, sorry. And that a while can just be 1 week, but it's like, okay, you need to call me every week or something like that. So just being intentional.
Yeah,
I think it's intentionality part of it and maintaining it, because it's intentionality that brought about, okay, let's pray together so that we can share burdens together, we can share our wins together and all of that. So I think it's that intentionality to say we value this relationship and we're willing to invest in it.
Yeah.
Because if you value something, you have to invest something in it, basically.
Oh yeah.
If you don't invest in what you say you value, then you don't value it. So basically check how you spend your time. It shows what you value, basically. So the fact that we're intentional about checking in with each other and stuff like that shows that we value the relationship and we're willing to invest in it. And we see that from you guys as well. Because, sometimes when you're always checking with somebody and they never checking on you, you'll be like, okay, I guess maybe I don't mean more to them. So I will still check in when I remember you, but it's not like whatever, But the fact that it's reciprocal, it makes it easier.
Yeah. And I like the part that you really emphasize on intentionality. I will add to it sacrifice.
It takes sacrifice to be intentional.
Yeah. I'm telling you, especially in the society where we find ourselves, it takes a lot of sacrifice. Because I know how busy you are, especially with mom of 3 young kids. And you're working. You're a wife, and all that. Same thing on my own end. I have a toddler, I have a teenager, I'm in school, and just so life could be laughing sometimes. It can be, and in the midst of it, you might not even see yourself. Not talk of you want to see somebody else. No, it's true. But the sacrifice of, I have to be intentional to stay connected with these people.
Yes.
I understand that you said, the prayer, but there was also a time that we also decided that, we'll be going on vacation
or coming to each other's states together.
Together. There was also a time that, both of us also said that, we wanted to be going for a weekend retreat or something. That really benefited us.
I think that actually helped us to solidify our own relationship as well. Yeah, because we usually have time to be like, okay, husband and kids, stay on your own.
Yes.
Even though we're busy at the conference, but because we're together, learning what of God together, bonding together, we share burdens together, so it helped us to solidify our relationship.
So there was a conference that in the area that we used to go for. We no longer go for it again because life have been lifing lately. Oh my God. But I really want us to go back to that time, because I feel we still need that girls' time away and just stay with, just to connect, catch up, and all that good stuff. But you know.
I think that actually evolved as well, because at first it started with both of us, and then we
Yes,
started inviting people.
started
And it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, we started inviting people, and people that we invited were enjoying it. I don't even know what happened.
No, life be life, and that's the word. Life be life.
Yeah. Let's just say life has been life. You know, so we did that too, and then, you know, just out of curiosity, if I have any question, I'll call her. Me, I'm not really good in fashion. She's a fashion she's a fashionista, as you can see. As you can see, even casually.
I'm a minimalist.
Oh, okay.
I'm very minimal right now.
Oh, okay, you're very minimal. Okay. As you can see. And then she, you know, you're a fashionista because you're a fashion designer anyway. You saw for yourself.
Used to be.
Oh well, you used to be, but you're still
but it's
not.
Not gone totally.
It's not exactly. So, you know, sometimes I'll call her, Abigail, what should I do? This and that and everything. You know, just to bounce something back and forth and everything, and I really enjoyed that. You know, we had a lot of hanging out to do, you know, just window shopping. You know. But those are some of the things that has really helped us to really bond, to really share. Sometimes she'll call me, she'll ask me a question, what would you do in this situation, you know, and all that, and, you know, would bounce things off each other. And, you know, God has been really, really, really faithful. So I want you to speak to our audience about our relationship and how it has evolved into this support system that we are saying. Because the thing is, that's the key, to be honest. For anybody that needs help, anyone that has any health issue and need the help that they can get from anyone, how would you encourage them to build that friendship that will lead into whether a community or their support system?
Okay, I think the first thing is look around you. There's somebody around you that you can bond with or connect with or whatnot, and then be open. Because sometimes we have a closed mind because we might be coming from, like I said, experiences that have taught us, like, don't trust people, these people don't have your interests at heart, or what if this happened, what if that happened. So being open to say, hey, I'm open to see the people around me, and maybe especially the people around you that has been trying to be intentional, and maybe checking with you once in a while, but you haven't been reciprocating that. Like, okay, let me try to reciprocate gradually, and then be open to that. And as you open gradually, you'll be able to sift out the ones that are not really beneficial at that point, but there will be one or two. But if you don't try, you'll never know. That's how I say it to be, because then I guess when we met, if I wasn't open to you trying to be like, okay, what are you doing about your wedding? What's going on? Praying together and all of that. If I'm just like, what's that business? It's none of your business. Leave me alone. I'm doing my thing. Respect yourself. You might have retrieved at one point like, okay, I think she's not, open to, as our people back in Nigeria will say, like, it's the kid that opens their hands that the mother or somebody can carry, basically. So it's a reciprocal thing. If you open your hand, somebody carries you, basically. So if you don't open up yourself, it's hard for the other person. It would just be like you're pouring and when you're not receiving, it makes a relationship difficult. So being open to somebody around you to be able to invest in you, and to also know that everybody might not feel like one person is not enough to fill all of the voids you need. Mm-hmm. And it's okay to open to diverse people and know. And the way I look at it is, what is the strength of this person in my life? Mm-hmm. Focus on that. Don't be looking for what they don't have to give you. What is the strength of that person? This person is good at this or whatnot. Invest in that relationship. Get back. It's a give and take to some extent, basically. Instead of you being like, oh, they didn't do this. This person did not do this. Do they have the capacity to do that? If they don't, why are you expecting that at that point in time from that person? Yes, we can all grow. I'm not giving excuses for people not growing to a certain extent, but hey, I appreciate people for what they have. Everybody has weaknesses, everybody has strengths. So do you want to focus on the weaknesses or you want to focus on the strengths? So being able to just do that. And I think me and you as well, we evolved based on the stages of life.
Yeah.
Based on stages of life. And I think we grew as well, because some relationships, when they are at a certain stage, they blend. But when they start getting out of the stage of life, they might go apart because it's like, oh, at this stage you're not serving me, I'm not serving you, or whatnot, you know. Even though they don't say it that way, but it's kind of like, whatever, everybody just go their separate ways. So, but I think for us, another thing that has helped us is the fact that for every stage of life, is like we're kind of evolving together and kind of just going up the ladder, or what will I say, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
I think that that's the key word. You know, we've always been evolving together, growing together. Your family wants to grow in God. Your family is a God-centered family. Likewise, our family is a God-centered family. Career as well. We're always holding each other accountable. So when we meet to pray once a month, we just don't meet to pray once a month. We also share, you know, what are you working on? What should we be looking at? What are we praying for in the area, in career or whatever, if it's business or whatever. So that also has helped us.
And being each other's accountability partners.
Just catching up and saying, okay, you told me that you're doing this program, how far have you gone, you know, where are you with that, and stuff like that. And that has really also helped to know that somebody's out there that is going to hold you accountable on whatever you're doing. I think it has really, really helped us. You said one thing about, you know, when somebody's trying to reach out to you and they're not getting the same vibe and everything. I think for me, I was even discussing it with my nephew the other day. I said, you know, one of the gifts that I believe God has given me is the ability to be able to spot people, to see people, as in see them wherever they are, whether in their need, in whatever capacity they have. I think God has just given me that grace to be able to see people. And when I see them, I reach out. I reach out, and it's not as if I have the whole world, but I reach out with whatever God has laid in my heart. So for me, if I don't get the vibe or you're not reciprocating, then I will pull back, because one of the things that I don't want is, I don't want you to feel as if I'm pressuring you or I want to force you into anything. And you know, I've really gotten that a lot, and eventually the people will realize that, you know, this person is just being genuine, she's just doing her thing. And you know, one of the things that I also realize is it's possible that they've had something
about you,
about me, you know, and so they're just being careful. And that's why sometimes it's very, I think we just need to be careful the way we present others. Do you get what I'm saying? You know, because you never know. For me, when I get somewhere, it's okay for you to give me the heads up that, oh, you know, this and that and everything. But please don't introduce anybody to me, or don't say, oh, that person, you have to be ready. No, I don't want all that. I don't want, because no, that's the honest truth. And that usually happens to me at work. That usually happens to me. I don't want all that, because I want to get to know that person for who they are. And I think that's one of the things that has helped our own relationship. You were open enough to know me for who I am, and I was also open enough to know you for who you are. So today, if anybody calls me and say, oh, Abigail did ABC, I'll tell them that, yeah, I know Abigail can do A, but I'm not sure she's the one that did that C. You probably might want to, you know, because I've known you and I know you for who you are. You understand? So, and it wasn't a matter of, any manipulation or trying to pressurize you to anything. It was just, you know, let's just see where this goes. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think it's also very, very important what she said, that you also have to be open. When somebody is, you know, reaching out, be open enough to accept it and you to reciprocate in love, and just see. Just make it fluid and just see where it goes. Because you never can tell.
Definitely.
You never can tell. A lot of time, you know, and
What's coming?
I don't want to preach.
Okay.
Because I feel that a lot of time, some of us Christians, we shortchange ourselves. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of time we're in church 24/7 praying. And I love to pray. I'm a woman of prayer. But sometimes we need to start applying wisdom. We need to start asking God. Do you know that this year, was it this year or last year, I literally wrote down in my prayer journal, Lord, I need some friends in this area of my life. Because there were areas that I was venturing into, and I've looked at my friends around me. Then there are no one out of all the friends that I have that are skilled in that area, and I need people in that area. So I literally wrote it down. Do you get what I'm saying? But now I've put it down in my prayer journal. I've prayed over it, and God is sending people to me. And then when the people are coming, I feel reluctant to accept them. God is answering prayer,
but you're not open.
But you're not open to receive it.
Yeah.
And then we'll continue this prayer.
Maybe because in our mind we're looking for a certain type of, okay, this is the way I want God to do it, or this type of person, and maybe that person is not coming in the stereotype we have about it sometimes. So that could be it. Yeah.
So it's been a blessing to have you in my life. I don't say it all the time, but I think this is a good avenue to say it to you.
Okay.
So that the world will hear.
Okay. I hear you.
It's been a blessing to have you as a friend, but now as a sister, no longer a friend. So, and
I wanted to say something.
I hope and believe. We're not ending. I'm just saying. I hope and believe that we'll continue to evolve.
Definitely.
Way beyond this. Yeah. Why?
But you were mentioning something about maybe when you get to a place and people tell you like, oh, this person, be careful and all of that. It's not too bad, but at the same time, one thing that I always know is we all have a lens we view things from, and we all have angles. For example, both of us were looking at this tray right now. You're viewing it from one angle. I'm viewing it from one angle. You can tell me the perspective you're viewing it for. It's not that's your lens. But it doesn't mean I'll see it from the same lens because I'm at a different angle. So sometimes when people describe certain people, it could be due to the experiences of that person. And even the Bible says test all spirits, right? So sometimes it could be good for you to be like, yeah, don't believe that I'm putting too much, but be open a little bit to see, okay, what is this coming from? Because what if it's the person that told you about that person that actually did something wrong and they're painting that other person bad?
Yeah.
But it's their perspective, and it doesn't mean it's totally wrong. It is their experience, so it's okay. That's their experience. It doesn't mean your experience will be that as well. So be open enough to be able to say, let me test this and see how it looks like. And I believe if you're a child of God as well, there'll be some nudging that'll be like, unless you're not listening to it anyways, like, then you know how to proceed from there. But being open to see that person for who they are, whoever that is, because whoever is telling you about them, we don't know why they're telling you about that person. So they're telling you from their perspective, and it doesn't mean it's wrong, but it doesn't have to apply to you.
Yeah, I totally agree with what you've said. But what I've seen in practical is that people then take that lens. You're telling me something from your own lens. I then take that lens that you're telling me,
and I'm judging other people.
And I'm judging, and I'm walking away. And you're asking, and you're praying, God, I need so and so people. And God is saying, I've answered your prayer.
Yeah.
But the person that answered, you said, you are not feeling them. I guess
it's complicated sometimes. Friendship and all of that, it's complicated. That's the truth. So that's why I said I'm not going to undermine anybody's experiences or whatnot, but the experience doesn't have to be your experience. Basically, just be open and ask God to guide you to the right friendships. You don't have to have a million friends, to the right ones.
Yeah. And it's so interesting that our relationship has really evolved.
Yeah.
I'm just something just dropped in my mind now that it has really even evolved. Even to our family.
Yes. Yes.
You know, like my brothers knows you, they call you, they come to your house, you know, my nephew, everybody is just like, I'm like, okay, what exactly what exactly is Abigail's family, this family, you know? And
even my parents and my siblings sometimes they'll be like, how's your sister in Maryland? I'm like,
I know. It's you know, God has really been good, and you know, we're just here just to share the goodness of God in this gift, because for me, I see it as a gift.
Yeah.
The friendship, the bonding and everything, I see it as a gift. It's not as if we don't have the same temperament.
Yep.
Maybe you can see that. We don't have, and the funny thing is, oh God is just good.
I know what you're about to say. I definitely know what you're about to say.
What?
That you and my husband have the same temperament, and me and your husband have the same temperament. So we're kind of paired.
We're kind of like paired, you know. And you know, it has just worked. It has just worked. So when somebody is running crazy, somebody can say, "Please help me to get."
This is interesting.
Yeah. It is very, very interesting. Help me to get this person, you know. Or sometimes because myself and her husband were the same temperament. So when the husband is sometimes, you know, she can come and say, I can say, that's how we do. Don't worry. That's just us. We are okay. Oh, there's nothing. Or sometimes when my husband too is doing something, you guys doing your own thing. No. You know, we bounce things off each other, and it has even make life easy. That's one of the blessings of friendship. That's one of the blessings of, you know, support system. It is your life. It helps your life. It makes your life easy. We're not an island. We're not created to live alone. So there's nothing like I want to be by myself. There's nothing like I want to. I don't even like it, because I'm the last born, and my two other brothers, they are way ahead of me. So technically, I grew up like an only child. You know, not having people around to play with or to talk with, or, you know, I don't like that kind of life at all. You know, so I would rather, but it's not as if I like too many friends too. Because
really, you don't like too many friends?
I have a lot of people in my life.
Okay.
So I'll be honest.
I'm gonna drink to that.
It's better drink to it. But then, you know, I cannot reject them. I love everybody in my life. Before we round up, I want us to talk about our challenges, because I don't want us to now paint it as if everything has been rosy. There was one time I almost hit this girl. Because this girl told me that
you needed therapy.
That I needed it.
Because you were transferring aggressions to me, and it's uncalled for.
Ow! Please.
It was uncalled for.
What aggression?
Okay, this is it. Whatever was going on that day, I tried my best. And you knew I tried my best. But other people did not try their best. And you felt like, no, it's Abigail you're going to pick on that day. And I'm like, no, I don't deserve this. And I knew what was going on in your life around that period. And I guess even though then I was still in school, so it's not like I have all the knowledge I have now.
So now she's like, making me as a practical case.
I think she's having a lot of issues going on. She needs to deal with it with therapy. I can't help you. That's why I can't be a therapist. And I said, I think that even got you more angry than you were. Like, why would you say that?
It really got me angry not because I'm not open to therapy or whatever, but
no, then I don't think you were, because culturally a lot of
culturally,
if you see it as you have to be crazy to go to therapy.
No, but I wasn't in that space then.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't totally open to it, but at the same time I wasn't in that space but I was just like, what? We're talking about something different and you're talking about
Was
therapy.
that right?
I don't know. I think you were to some extent.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah, I think you were to some extent. So we wanted to share that part because I don't want to sit down here and be acting as if oh, we're all godly, nothing, even though we don't have issues that much. I don't know, is it because of the age difference? No, I don't think it's because of the age difference. I just think it's because of our understanding and
mutual respect.
Mutual respect, again, the God factor.
Yeah.
You understand? So we respect each other, we respect our boundaries, you know, we talk, we bounce things off each other, and you know, we just put God at the center of it all. And God has really, really been good to us. It's been helpful to us. There's been a lot of win for us, you know. We pray together, we cry together, we lean on each other's shoulders together, and you know, God has been faithful.
Definitely.
Any last word for our audience?
Last word, I don't know. Just to say that invest in relationships, and the truth is, not every relationship you invest in is gonna pay off. Yes, but if you don't try, don't know what's gonna come at the end of it. So try. If you try, let's say 10 people, you might only get 2, which is fine. Hey, you have people in your life, basically. That's the most important thing. But it starts from being open, because someone cannot be investing in you and then you're like all the time, and then you're complaining about not having a relationship. It has to be reciprocal, and being able to see people from their strengths and be able to appreciate them for who they are, and respect. Because sometimes I think culturally as well, we don't know how to respect boundaries. You can respect people's boundaries and still be vulnerable to them and still have mutual relationship. It's definitely possible, basically. So being able to just respect each other and be open and see how it evolves. And especially, I think another thing, I'm not sure if we mentioned it, is values.
Yes.
When values align, usually other things align.
Yeah.
When values align, other things align, basically. Yeah. So look out for values that aligns prayerfully. Be open to get into relationships and see how it goes.
Please listen to her very well. If Abigail can tell you to be open,
what are you talking
need
about?
To be open, because Abigail is not.
Are you about to say I'm not open?
No, you're open, but you don't easily come out of your shell.
My temperament is
not like your temperament is not the all out there kind of temperament. So for you to
I try my best.
You try your best. That's part of the intentionality that we're talking about. So that's what I'm saying, that for her to be speaking like this, she has seen benefit of what a friendship can evolve into and the benefit of it. So that's why I said people should listen to you. But anyway, Thank you so much for coming on our couch, on the Life Bloom couch. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate you for the time that you have spent with us today. And so our audience,
thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. So this is where we'll draw the curtain for this day. Like I said at the beginning, we have multiple guests coming on this same series to talk about how their friendship has evolved into their support system and their community. And I want to encourage and charge you to prayerfully, look into your friendship. You might have some set of friendship that are not even serving you anymore. Pray about them and ask God for guidance on what to do. And you might need some new friends, some people that God wants to use to bless you, to take you to greater places in your life. Also pray about it and ask for the guidance of God for your life. So thank you so much for joining us on today's show. We'll see you some other time. We'll see you in our next video. Please remember to subscribe. Remember to share. Remember to like and leave us a comment. Share with us how your own friendship has evolved into your community. We want to hear how your friendship has evolved over time. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye and God bless.
Bye.